on the final lap. A pensive Junior Johnson crew watches as they come to the tri-oval. White flag out this time. Waltrip is on the point. Allison second, Yarborough third, Parsons fourth. This is it for all the marbles. Four drivers have a plan. Which plan will work? An anxious crew chief, David Iff, for Darrell Waltrip, watches as he leads going into one. He drops low in two, but it's four that really counts, right, Darrell Waltrip?
When you exit out of four down here to the start-finish line, there's been $1 million won and lost between that distance right there.
Waltrip's 8-car length advantage evaporates. Here comes Donnie Allison on the outside to challenge. He loses, and going up in there is Cale Yarborough to challenge. Back to the inside is Benny Parsons. Yarborough goes high. He smokes the tires as he goes up to fight with Waltrip. Waltrip stays with him in three. As they come to four, Parsons and Yarborough tag each other. Waltrip using a lap car out of turn number four. Here they come to the tri-oval. And banging into each other are Parsons and Yarborough in second place. Coming down for the finish now. Pulling away is Waltrip. He's blocked the outside. At the line, Darrell Waltrip wins by 12 car lengths. Waltrip has won. It's nearly a dead heat for second. The position will be won by Cale Yarborough, Benny Parsons third, Donnie Allison fourth. What a fantastic finish. Darrell Waltrip has won the 8th annual Alabama 500, and a $45,000 race car becomes a vehicle for mass transportation here as he heads for victory lane. Well, there you see him in the cockpit of car number 88. Waltrip victorious. His wife, Stevie, in there, the car with him now as they make this famous 20-mile-per-hour trip, make the big turn. And for Darrell Waltrip, who started in Owensboro, Kentucky on a 5th-mile track where you couldn't go more than 60 miles an hour, he's just won the biggest race of his life. Look at that windshield. He was looking through that at 190 miles per hour. His vision may have been cloudy, but his perspective on winning was 20/20 here today at the Alabama International Motor Speedway.
Like that, they can pull away from the field of 4 or 5 cars. They've been doing it all today, and so it looked like Darrell has got it in the bag. All he's got to do now is just hope something don't break. Meanwhile, back in third, as the white flag comes out, Richard Petty back in front of Jody Ridley, as well as Ricky Rudd. Into the last lap. Car number 88, Waltrip in first, David Pearson in second. Last time through. Pearson closing ground, trying to take back a lap here at the finish. Going by. Probably Darrell has slowed down just a little bit because all he got to do is just go to the checkered flag. He's got it made, although Richard's got trouble back there where he's racing. Now, Richard Petty is really in trouble. He's got 2 or 3 cars all over him. Meanwhile, the leader's coming down. Through for the finish. Here is Waltrip coming to the flag. He will win it. Pearson will take second. But out is the third. 9-3. Wide open. Car number 90 just in front of Richard Petty, falling to fourth. Car number 90. Ricky Rudd on the outside making a good move to take the third position away, dropping Richard Petty to fourth, Jody Ridley into fifth. They're having oxygen standing by and an ambulance is standing by at victory lane for Darrell Waltrip. He was that sick, not expected to run the race today, run it, he did, and become the 11th different winner. Darrell Waltrip winning the Talladega 500 this afternoon on the world's fastest motor speedway. The Alabama International Motor Speedway sees the green and white colors of Waltrip heading for victory
coming
lane.
down to the tri-oval. Remember that Waltrip has been beaten in the tri-oval in the last 2 consecutive races he's competed here. Labante's got to try something. When will he do it, and what will Kyle Petty attempt?
The crowd has been on its feet for several laps, each individual rooting for his particular driver. We are on the final lap of the Winston 500. They're in the second turn, headed for the backstretch. Benny Parsons goes to the inside of the racetrack. Darrell Waltrip moves to the outside of him. Terry Labonte tucked right in behind Darrell Waltrip. Now the car's down the 4,000-foot backstretch into the 33-degree banking of turn number 3. Darrell Waltrip has moved in the lead. Terry Labonte has moved into second position with Benny Parsons riding right beside him. Kyle Petty in fourth. Here they come off of the 4th turn.
Parsons is frozen. He can't move.
Onto the tri-oval, and this is going to be the checkered flag. Here comes Darrell Waltrip. The body tried to make a move, but it cannot do it. Darrell Waltrip Waltrip wins the Winston 500. Terry Labonte finishing in second position. Benny Parsons was third, and Kyle Petty was fourth.
Well, Bob, Benny Parsons made, I guess, the ultimate chance. He decided to do something unusual on the final lap. He felt he was not in the right position. We saw Benny drop way down low coming out of turn number 2 and go down the backstretch. I think he had hopes of letting Waltrip go by, moving back up in line and maybe repassing Darrell in the tri-oval, but it just didn't work. Remember, we commented that Terry Labonte's probably his best move would to stay tacked right on Waltrip's back bumper. That's what he did, and once that Parsons got down on the inside all by himself, he couldn't move. The draft was going by on the high side of him. He had no accelerator left.
Darrell Waltrip has won his 4th race in the 1982 season. He was the winner this year at Bristol, at Atlanta. He also won North Wilkesboro, and he has moved into victory lane, or is about to right now, here in Talladega, Alabama. Darrell Waltrip has won in the Mountain Dew Buick, and a tremendous victory here this afternoon.
White flag coming out. This is it. Coming down out of turn number 4. The white flag is extended. Waltrip is in front. Baker is in second. And here comes Cale Yarborough on the outside. Yarborough beginning to roll. Remember those great Talladega finishes time after time. Remember the very first race, 1969, it was about 3 feet that decided. They switch and slide, moving for spots. Terry Labonte stays right in the middle. Yarborough almost touches him. 4 deep and pulling away as they get side by side. 2 automobiles. Baker and Waltrip get a little bit of breathing room. Petty goes into 3rd spot. Here they come. Last time to 3 and 4. Baker in that 2nd spot. Waltrip in the lead. Can he stay there? Down they come. Crowd is up. 92,000 strong. Charging toward the finish line. Waltrip is there. Here comes Baker's move. They're 600 feet away from the line. Baker goes to the inside. Waltrip has won it. Darrell Waltrip has pulled it off. He becomes the first man in history to win the Talladega 500 twice. Magnificent strategy. He stuck it out there. He refused to give any ground. Baker gave him his best shot, but it was Darrell Waltrip's day.
Well, Darrell Waltrip led so many races, so many laps of this race, it looked pretty inevitable from one stage on. I think Richard Petty could have won that race, but he left his charge 1 lap too late. He was really making ground on Waltrip and on Baker as they came up to the line, but he left it too late.
Junior Johnson getting a big hug from Stevie Waltrip. They pulled it off. The first driver in the history of the Talladega 500 to taste the champagne of victory lane twice. Waltrip, originally out of Owensboro, Kentucky. The short tracks are there, Nashville, Tennessee. He's done it again. 19s, actually, he helped Donnie Allison win it in 77. Let's go quickly down to the last lap coming up of round 3. High Rock. Parsons, can he stay there? Yarborough, will he take it away? Where will Waltrip move? Rutherford, can he storm and come through? John Cox sitting back there.
Back on Waltrip. The first to move.
Waltrip on the bottom of the track, low, pulls up beside Earnhardt, squeezes down on Cale Yarborough.
He knows what he wants. He's got a follower.
And as they dice back there, it's a little breather for Parsons. Back straightaway.
Earnhardt's trying.
Here comes Cale Yarborough. Yarborough to the inside. Yarborough making his move. Waltrip coming with him. Parsons sliding to 3rd. Going back to 4th. Rutherford moves into 3rd. Out in front, it's Cale Yarborough. Waltrip there, knocking on the door. Here they come out of 4, looking for the finish line. It is Cale Yarborough first. Here they come for the tri-oval. Down they come. Yarborough first. Waltrip second. As they blaze down to the line, dropping on the inside, comes Waltrip, side by side. It looks like Waltrip pulled it off, Chris.
Waltrip by about 14 inches. What a drive. What a finish there. On the apron. He was down on the flat.
Nearly too close to call as they come across the line, and Darrell Waltrip in this car appropriates the 3rd International Race of Champions in 1984 with lead change after lead change in the final lap, and he is ecstatic. And let's take a look at replay, Chris Economaki, at that dramatic conclusion.
There he is down inside the white line, coming into the tri-oval, and the momentum is carrying forward there. It's amazing that he